To another Boom Web Search Technology explanatory video. Today we're going to be taking a look at ransomware, which is a type of malware. We're going to be analyzing its impacts from year to year and how that has changed. We're going to be exploring some ways to prevent malware as in best practices. We're going to explore some software solutions to help prevent ransomware. And we're going to be explaining what ransomware is and how it works. So those topics and more are going to be covered right after our short video intro segment. So stay tuned. Okay, so let's get started with our first objective, which is going to be to provide a brief history or overview of ransomware and how it started. In the year of 1989, the concept of ransomware was invented by Adam L. Young. Although the concept was first to threaten to publish stolen information on one's system if a certain sum of currency was not paid, then access in for a charge. So basically it's saying that it was to threaten to publish information instead of like threatening to lock it and not give it back and things of that nature. New versions of the attack were created by other cyber criminals which were doing the action of encrypting, locking, and hiding files on a system until a certain sum of currency was paid by the victim. Most modern ransomware programs use high levels of encryption and use a public and private key. The public key is available to you for free usually by the software, although the private key is kept on another server that will usually give you the private key needed to unlock your files after you make a payment, which is a ransom. Usually Bitcoin is going to be requested, as is difficult for law enforcement to trace it back. There is absolutely not any guarantee that you will get your files back or that they won't be published or whatever the software is trying to do that's malicious. And there has been cases where victims have paid although not received their files back. Some really evil versions don't even have a host server for the private key and discard the private key completely and still request payment. So in the end the private key, parentheses, is thrown away. So since there's no host server, even you are paying, your files are still locked away after you've paid successfully. Is there any other ways to unlock your files after they were encrypted by ransomware? The short answer would be yes. Although trying to break the encryption algorithms used by ransomware programs is usually nearly impossible due to the high levels of encryption implemented. If you are a lucky victim of ransomware, then you may be able to decrypt the files without payment, although there is absolutely no guarantee, and most programs threaten to also delete your files permanently after they are already encrypted after a certain amount of time if the ransom is not paid within the time frame. Therefore, it's better to take precautions to prevent being a victim than hoping that you just end up not being a victim. What are some examples of ransomware software? WannaCry, CryptoLocker, BadRabbit, GoldenEye, Jigsaw, and more are a few examples of ransomware that denies the user its access to files stored on a given computer system. So when I say and more, there's a whole network of these ransomware programs that are being created by these exploiters. And always there's being more and more programs written, so it's important that the software evolution to prevent ransomware keeps advancing. And that's why some software use advanced machine learning to recognize new types of ransomware. Statistics of ransomware damage. So this is a table graph which I made, and it's going to show the impact cost for the United States as in terms of damage. So in the year of 2015, $0.325 billion was paid in ransomware. As a note here, these are all approximations. So in 2016, that rose to 8 billion. In 2017, it slightly lowered to 7, and in 2018, it went around the time of 2016, and in the year of 2019, it's estimated to be $11.5 billion, which is an all-time high. And these numbers from now are just going to keep increasing in cost. Example scene of ransomware on an infected computer system. So this is WannaCry version 1, and I've of course censored the Bitcoin address, as I wouldn't want anyone to be falling into paying them for this. Although it's saying that you have 3 days to submit the payment, and after that the price gets doubled. So in this case it's 300. After 3 days it's basically saying it's going to double to 600, and after 7 days the files get permanently locked or deleted and you can't recover it. So I'd like to make a note here. Even if you were to pay the Bitcoin amount, there's no guarantee that you get your programs back, and certain security companies such as Symantec request of users that they don't pay the ransom cost, as that money is usually kept by the exploiter, and then some of that goes back into the development of new types of ransomware, and that just keeps encouraging the process. So now we're going to explain some ways to prevent ransomware as in terms of software. There's many programs used to design relatively block these types of ransomware as they are running, and they secure your files from being locked with ransomware. Some programs are listed below, some are free, some are paid, and that's noted to the right. So Acronis ransomware protection is free, and so is CyberSite ransomware stopper. Honestly, I prefer CyberSite as the best free option because it uses machine learning to recognize more signs of ransomware being implemented on your system. Bitdefender Total Protection for 5 devices. This is a paid program, and it's $44.99. McAfee Total Protection for 10 devices, which I use also, is $44.99. So I use this as well as CyberSite to protect my systems, although any of these are pretty good to prevent ransomware attacks. Ways to defend against ransomware as in terms of good practices. So some good practices to use in order to prevent being a victim of ransomware, including ensuring that your computer software programs are updated with needed security patches, having a backup system for your essential/important files, preventing to open files which you don't trust fully, and using software solutions such as the ones listed on the previous page to block any potential ransomware from running on your system. Thanks for watching. Thank you so much for watching this video, which is generally towards malware. We are planning to make future videos on the topic of malware, and we're also going to plan to make videos on different types of viruses explained. So please make sure that you are subscribed to this channel, Boom Web Search, if you have not done so already, and have your bell notifications turned on to prevent missing any of our future content uploads. Please note that the bell icon only appears to the right of the subscribe button after you've already subscribed beforehand. If you have any future video suggestions pertaining to the subjects of computer software, computer hardware, technology topics explained, how technology works, or basically anything tech related, then please let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next content upload. Bye!